In the continuation of the studying file menu, we reach to the PowerPoint options. That in this section we want to study the most important and practical tabs that are in the PowerPoint options section. The first tab is General tab, that in User Interface option you can regulate the settings of the way of displaying the screen tips. What is a screen tip? As you see, when I put my mouse in an option, there is a short explanation for each that first of all, the title of it is shown for us as bold, and it will tell about the procedure in short. Generally, we call this small menu the screen tip. That if you want to regulate the related settings for them, you should go to General section, and in User Interface option part, if you don't choose the Show Mini Toolbar on section, these tooltips won't be shown for you again. And if you want to regulate advanced and more accurate settings, for example, to have access just for the title, not the descriptions, you should go to the screen tip style, and here choose the style that you like. If you click on the Don't Show Screen Tips, no screen tip will be shown for you. If you click on Don't Show Features Descriptions in Screen Tips, just the title will be shown for you, not the explanations. And the default option, which is a Show Feature Descriptions in the Screen Tips, it will both show you the title and the description. That I recommend you in the beginning of working with the PowerPoint software. Let this be on Show Feature Descriptions in the Screen Tips, that you can have access to the short and use full explanations while you are working with tools. You can disable it when you become professional. But the next practical tab from PowerPoint options is a Save tab, that I highly recommend you to see that you have access to all these options in the Save tab, in the Save Presentation section, and in the Save File. In this format, there is a menu here that by default it is on PowerPoint presentation. What does this option say? It says the format of saving when you save your PowerPoint file. If the PowerPoint presentation is selected, it will save your file as PPTX, and the other parts of this section gives you access to set time for the saving, and you can choose the saving location. The option Save Auto Recover Information every what minutes. Here you can select between 1 to 120 minutes. That here by default is on 10 minutes. It will save your time every 10 minutes automatically, and if you forget to click on Save key here, it will do that every 10 minutes. This option will help you a lot. For example, it happened for me too, that we are busy with design and we forget to save the file, and while we are working, the presentation file's size will get bigger, and it is possible that the PowerPoint crashes or the computer breaks, and all our efforts may be wasted with the mistake of not saving the file. And it is really hard, so be careful and check this option and click here and set time. 10 minutes can be okay, because when you consider your time less than these, and it will save, and it will make it hard for you to work with PowerPoint, and it slows you down when you work with PowerPoint. So pay attention to click on it and regulate these settings. And if you click on the Keep the Last Auto Reversed version, if I close without saving, when you make a PowerPoint file and you don't save it with a variety of reasons, then you get get regretful and say that if only I saved the file, if you have clicked on this option, it will save those files for you in this path. In auto recover file location, you can go to the path which is here and have access to your file that you didn't save it. To do this, you should click on keep the last auto recover version if I close without saving. And the other important part that is in the Save from PowerPoint option is embed fonts in the file. It works in a way that when you open the PowerPoint file and start designing, it is possible to use some fonts that you have already had those fonts. You bought and installed them like some special fonts that it is possible that some computers don't have them. If you don't click on check and transfer it to another computer, it is possible that the computer doesn't read your fonts and it will replace it with some default fonts, or the fonts get legible, but if you click on the embed fonts in the file, there will be two other options for you. What is the difference between them? Actually, I recommend you to choose the second one, because the second one, I mean embed all characters, best for editing by other people, as it is clear from the title. It will embed all the characters and you can transfer your PowerPoint file to another computer. But if you select embed only the characters used in the presentation, best for reducing the file size, it will be saved only in the characters which have been used in that file, and the size will be reduced in the size of kilobyte that is not worth the risk. But if you want to edit your file in other computer, it is possible to add a word, and if you don't have the letters, the font will be changed. So I highly recommend you to use the second option. That's mean embed all character, embed fonts, save your file and transfer it to other computer. And in the advanced, in editing options section and in maximize number of undos, you can add the number of undos for a command that you can add a number from 3 to 150. If you add 3, it means I can use undo 3 times, or press Ctrl plus Z and 20 times go back. If you want to increase or decrease this number, you can go to the maximize number of undos section in cut, copy and paste. If you activate these ticks for these options and click on OK, when you type a text, when select and copy it and want to paste it somewhere else, when you press Ctrl plus V, as you see, the paste window will open for you that gives you the different ways of paste. If you don't want to have this window from File, PowerPoint option and Advanced section in Cut, Copy, Paste section, remove ticks of these two options. In this case, the paste window won't be shown for you. In image size and quality section, if you click on do not compress images in file, the thing it does is that when you add an image into the slides of your PowerPoint, if you activate these, it makes the size of the images bigger. When you save your PowerPoint file, it won't customize the size of the picture if you click on this option, but otherwise, if this option be inactive, when you add an image into the slides of the PowerPoint and at the end you want to save your work, the PowerPoint will reduce the size of the pictures by default with an acceptable quality in command not to have a large file at the end. or in the display section and show this number of recent presentation section. The number that is here, actually it shows the number of the slides that is displaying in the recent presentation section when you want to have file and open. In the recent section, it will show as much as file that you have selected. In the recent presentation section, to increase and decrease the number, you can go to PowerPoint option, advanced section, and in display option and do this. And if you click on show vertical ruler, the ruler is shown here. If I close and open the file for show or not showing the ruler, you can go to the file menu. Options section and advance in the display section and activating the slide vertical ruler. And also in slideshow section, you can regulate the related settings to slideshow. For example, if you activate the tick for the end with black slide option, at the end of the presentation, it will show a black slide. If you don't like that black slide, you can inactive this option, or other options like when you have right click on the slideshow view, the menu be shown for you or not. You can regulate these settings here. And in customize ribbon section, you can have your own tab next to the default tabs of PowerPoint. Just before this, you should create a new tab in the right side and open a new tab with your name. Then if you like, you can add a group and then add your comment to this level. So what do I mean by a group and tab? Let me close this and I will explain in the default tab of PowerPoint. These options that I'm clicking on them are called tabs. So we want to create a new tab next to these tabs with the comment that we like that they are called tab or ribbon. And for example, transition tab is divided into some groups like preview, transition to this slide, and timing. And when I'm talking about adding group, I exactly mean this. Transition to this slide, and the comments which it contains is a group, and these are tab titles or ribbons. We're back to file, option, and customize ribbon section, and first click on new tab. The new tab is opened here for us. When the new tab is added by default, it adds a group too. New tab, new group. Now, when you want to change the name of these tabs, you can select it and click on rename and add the name that you want. Also, you can rename the group and enter the name of each group I liked, then click on OK. Now it's time to add comments from choose comments from section. I add the comments that I like to my custom tab. You can use these when you want to have your own tab and add the useful comments in it. You can select the comment that you like, then click on add. I'm adding them randomly, and these comments are added in the new tab for me. When I OK it as a using custom tab, I selected name in the first group, which contains 3 comments. In this way, you can have your custom tab. And the next part is quick access toolbar that I have explained it previously. So it was all about studying the important and practical tabs from PowerPoint option menu. I tried to teach you the most important and practical parts, and we are at the end of the way of working with PowerPoint. I did my best to tell you about the options and different tabs of the PowerPoint to get familiar with different options options of PowerPoint in order to study in the advanced level. If you are not familiar with these options and do not take the introductory course, improving in the advanced level will be hard for you. First of all, you should have a general overview of the PowerPoint and know about the options in order to learn about motion graphic or design creative presentation slides and other options in advanced level. Hope to enjoy it and it will be useful for you. Thank you for accompanying me in this course.